Chicago Bulls lose another preseason game, this time to the hands of the Denver Nuggets. We'll talk about it right after this. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome back to a whole lot of bull. I'm Troy. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_underscore Troy. But more importantly, please follow the show at whole lot of bull. All right, so the Chicago Bulls played their fourth out of five preseason games today, going down to the Denver Nuggets in Denver, 124 to 117. But don't let that final score fool you; it was not that close. In reality, the Denver Nuggets, being the Denver Nuggets, to be quite honest. Now we all know that going up to Denver is a tough trip for anyone. Um, Hell, even the dynasty Chicago Bulls had trouble winning up in Denver, like the 72 and 10 Bulls back in 95, 96 didn't win in Denver. So it is a tough place to play, no matter how good you are. Obviously, we know that the Bulls have snuck some victories against the Nuggets up in Denver over the last few years. But yeah, this was a game where now the Bulls have been getting off to slow starts in all three of their preseason games so far. And in the first few minutes of this game, it looked like that had actually changed. The Bulls got off to a 10-7 start. Josh Giddey got off to a nice start, hitting a couple of 3-pointers early on. But then Denver went on a 16-0 run, and basically the lead, as much as Chicago at points try to pull it back, um, the Denver Nuggets basically just kept the Bulls at distance throughout the entire game. At some points, pushing that lead up into the mid 20s. Obviously, the Bulls do make with the benches cleared out, the Bulls do make a slight little run there at the end. Isaac Okoro in this game. Now he didn't play in the second half. Now, obviously, I've only just finished watching this game. There was nothing announced on the broadcast as to why he did not play the second half. I'm sure in the hours since the game had actually finished, it has come out, so I will check that out after I finish recording here. But yeah, so there was no word as to why Okoro didn't play in the second half. He only plays 10 minutes in this game. Finishes with a 4 fouls. Now maybe it was just Dalen Terry started the second half in Okoro's place. Maybe it was just a Billy Donovan wanted to see what Dalen Terry could bring in that position instead of Okoro, because going to get from Okoro. Is there a slight injury concern there for Isaac Okoro? Again, once I'm done recording here, I will catch up on the Twitter news feed, and I'm sure I'll come across why uh, Isaac did not play in the second half of this one. This is a game that there was a lot of turnovers and fouls. Now, pretty sure there was close to 60,000 totals whistled throughout this entire game. The referees, it's preseason for them too, but the refs were very whistle happy in this game. Wasn't a quarter when the Bulls weren't putting Denver in the bonus, and Denver was basically creeping up on that as well. Free throw discrepancy in this game um, does play a factor, but whether it's just a sign of, now, was that all the referees just making some ticky tacky calls against the Bulls and not for the Bulls? Now the Bulls, 22 out of 28 from the free throw line this game, 78%. But the Denver Nuggets, now again, the Bulls attempted 28 free throws. Not that bad, but the Denver Nuggets made 37. So when one team's making 9 more free throws than what you're even attempting, and they shot 37 out of 41 for 90%, there's a problem there as well. Neither team shot the 3-pointer overly effective. Like the Bulls are 13 out of 38 for 34%. While Denver was even worse, 9 out of 33 for 27%. So the Bulls won the 3-point battle there. Bulls win the rebounding battle as well, 42 to 37. But ultimately this game was never close at any point. Nikola Jokic just doing what Nikola Jokic does. He plays 24 minutes in this game, almost gets a triple double in a preseason game. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists for Nikola Jokic. Jamal Murray in this game, he has a 30 burger in a preseason, so he gets to the line 10 times as well himself. And then obviously had Aaron Gordon contributing like he does, 17 points for AG in this one. But let's talk about our Chicago Bulls. 'Cause, this is a Bulls channel after all. So aside from Isaac Okoro not playing in the second half, now this is a game where obviously we started to see a lot more minutes for the main guys. We saw Josh Giddey, Matas Buzelis, and Ida Sumu play minutes in the fourth quarter, which is the first time we've seen that in the preseason. So Matas Buzelis in this game plays 30 minutes. That's 5 shot blocks. Now 5 blocked shots for Matas in this game. Finishes with 20 points, only 3 rebounds, and just the 1 assist. Does have 4 turnovers in this game. So for your power forward, you do want to see those rebounding numbers up. Now, when you are up against the likes of Aaron Gordon and Nikola Jokic down there in the block, and Jonas Valanciunas, who's a new addition for the Nuggets this season, he's going to get outmuscled a bit. And you did see one play there where Aaron Gordon just completely outmuscled him from the perimeter into the post to draw a foul on Matas. But Matas, still showing those signs that this guy is an all-star in the making. Don't know about this year, but hey, we can all hope. We do need someone to step up and be that guy. And Martis has had a great preseason so far. I can't really fault Martis whatsoever. Obviously things like those rebounding numbers you do want to see go up. Nikola Vucevic had another stinker. Didn't really attempt any field goals early in this game. Finishes 2 of 7. Including 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. It does, just for the 5 points, does have 10 rebounds and 4 assists, but 5 turnovers as well for Vooch. So not really sure what's happening in the flow of the offense here. Like we did see at one point there where Javon Carter completely missed Vucevic, had his man sealed deep in the paint. JC, go and play later on the next play down, go like my bad, Vooch, my bad. But yeah, Nikola Vucevic is not figured as a part of this offense whatsoever. Is this something that maybe the Bulls are? Is this Vucevic not really trying to assert himself because it's preseason, or is this just a sign of things to come for this Bulls team? How the offense is going to run, where Vucevic is just not going to be really a part of this offense whatsoever. Ida Sumu gets the start with Trey Jones being out with this game. Now he finishes with 11 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. So a solid Ida Sumu game in his 28 minutes. Josh Giddey in this game, he also plays a preseason high of 29 minutes now, and definitely had his best game of the preseason so far. He finishes with a Bulls game high 25 points. I think he had 19 of those points in the first half alone. Finishes go 7 of 14 from the field, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. Gets to the free throw line, a game high for Chicago. 8 times, hits all 8. So you love to see Josh Giddey attacking the basket and getting himself to the free throw line. That's definitely something that he needs to have in his game this season, to help fill the scoring void. Obviously, with Zach LaVine being gone, that's something we did see him do at the end of the second half of last season after the Zach LaVine trade, becoming more aggressive, getting to the basket and getting to the free throw line. So hopefully that is also a sign of things to come. Now he has been getting to the free throw line pretty well in the limited minutes so far in the preseason. So almost another triple double, almost a triple double in preseason. Nine rebounds to 6 assists. Does have the 4 turnovers. There was only one real thing in this game where Josh Giddey made me shake my head a little bit. And yes, I will criticize Josh Giddey, but despite him being my fellow Aussie, is when he had that 3-point attempt blocked by Jonas Valanciunas. That's where Josh Giddey needs to recognize that his shot release is not at the speed yet where he can just try and lull one of these big guys to sleep and just shoot it over the top. He doesn't have the release speed yet. So that's one where he probably should have probably just tried to blow by him because he's much quicker than the likes of a Jonas Valanciunas and get to the basket and potentially get to the free throw line again. Look at Javon Carter off the bench. 22 minutes now. Javon Carter is having himself a hell of a preseason. He's obviously trying to earn some minutes, but we do know that once the season itself starts and Kobe White's back from that calf strain, we're not going to see Javon Carter minutes. Thank God for that. But credit where credit is due. Carter had another great. I can't lie. He had a great game today, finishing with a 17 points in 22 minutes. He goes 7 of 10 from the field, 3 6 from beyond the arc, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He got robbed out of a 4-point play in the late third, maybe the fourth quarter. I can't remember exactly when it was. Where apparently it was an offensive illegal screen called on Zach Collins, or maybe it was a foul on the guy that Collins was screening, but it must have been the latter of the two because the Bulls got possession back. Now we all obviously thought that the referees were reviewing the play for a potential flagrant foul because Javon Carter got fouled on that 3-point attempt that he made, and the defender didn't allow him to land in his own space correctly, and you saw Javon Carter's ankle actually twist just that tiny bit as he came down. So unlucky on that one. Patrick Williams in this game, 25 minutes. Not great shooting numbers. Goes 3 of 8. Does go 2 of 5 from beyond the arc, so 40% there. You do like to see that. Uh, a Patrick Williams game, 9 points, only the one rebound in this game for Patrick Williams. So there I was praising him after the last game where he had 8 rebounds, and then in this game he follows it up with just the one, but does have 5 assists as well. Um, Patrick Williams, one thing I need to see gone from his game is trying to do that one-handed hang by the basket shot. Like it used to be a weapon for him, but the times he's attempted it this preseason, maybe just and like I said, preseason they need to get in rhythm. So maybe that's just something he needs to get in the rhythm of doing as well. But I don't know, that's just a shot I don't want to see. That's just my personal opinion on that one. Zach Collins, not sold. Zach Collins has had a great preseason as well. 11 points off the bench in 18 minutes, 4 of 6 from the field, 3 or 4 from the line. Gets the 5 rebounds, couple of steals in there as well. So not many, only 3 steals in this game. In this game for Chicago, so disappointing there. 9 blocks in total, which 5 of which coming from Matas Buzelis, which I did mention before. And that Dalen Terry has a. I know Dalen Terry is a weird one to me. I get a. It's tough for me to get a feel on on my thoughts on Dalen Terry, if I'm being perfectly honest. Now, you look at the box score numbers: 11 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 of 6 from the field, goes 1 out of 3 from beyond the arc, and 4 out of 5 from the free throw line. Now, the stats in this game, the raw numbers say he played a good game, but I just didn't. I don't know. Maybe I've got different expectations for Dalen Terry, but he just still seems like a baby deer lost in the headlights. Even though he put up some pretty decent numbers off the bench when you look at the box score, but box score can lie. Because yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with Dalen Terry whatsoever. Now, I don't want to keep bringing this person up on my podcast, but Kelda, what the fuck are you talking about? you'd rather play Dalen Terry than Josh Giddey. Like, your hatred is deep, and you need to see someone about that. You got some issues, my boy. Jalen Smith, 9 minutes in this game, has no real impact in it as well. And it was like a couple of times that we did see the double big lineup with Zach Collins and Jalen Smith, and mixed results with it as well. I think the Bulls just ran it because Denver was running both Jokic and Valanciunas at the same time as well. Maybe Denver ran it because Billy was running it with our two bigs, and they combated us rather than us combating them. Noah Asenge, 17 minutes of this game, only the 2 points. Does have 4 fouls, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Hey, I don't care about what the numbers are producing for Noah Asenge at this stage. Because to be quite frank, if I'm looking at the Bulls, what I prefer in the Bulls rotation so far, despite the game that Dalen Terry had, I want Noah Asenge in the rotation ahead of DT and Julian Phillips at the stage now. To be fair to Julian Phillips, he hasn't obviously played in the preseason so far with that injury that the knee soreness that he does have. But at the moment, I'm definitely taking Noah Asenge over DT in the rotation so far. And that's just my personal opinion. If you want to disagree with me, drop a comment down below. And then obviously we saw some wrap up minutes to finish the game from Emmanuel Miller and Lockie Ulbrich. Lockie, the only one of those two, the two-way players, uh, having any impact whatsoever, if you want to call it an impact, being garbage minutes. But he finishes with 6 points and 2 or 2 from the field, splits his free throws out of 2 out of 4. And I know there's a lot of people out there say, "Oh, what what the hell does Lockie Ulbrich bring to this team other than just running cardio?" You've got when it comes to a player like Lockie Ulbrich now, probably take more notice of this when he plays in the G League with Windy City. But it's those things that he does away from the ball and those things that go unnoticed, unappreciated, where setting good screens, like box outs that lead to another player getting rebounds. Just all those tiny little things that you don't really notice. Those are the things that Lockie Ulbricht's going to bring to this team, and obviously expect a lot more than that out of him when he's down when he's playing for the Windy City. But yeah, any minutes he gets for Chicago, like I've said in the past before, just those little things that you don't really take that much notice of. Those are the things that Lockie Ulbricht's going to bring to the Bulls. Now, obviously in this game, no Kevin Herter, no Trey Jones, Yuki Kawamura, Julian Phillips, or Kobe White, as we all know with Kobe. Now Billy Donovan did come out after practice yesterday and said that Kobe White will not play in the final preseason game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Uh, and they're going to use those 5 day or the rest of the preseason and the days leading up to the season opener next week to ramp him up. And there's been no setbacks whatsoever with that calf strain, so that's great news there. It's all just about building up his conditioning, ready for the season opener against the Pistons, the straight up bitches. Like some of the other things, we had a nice highlight there, nice highlight play. Josh Giddey with the lob to Matas Buzelis. Josh Giddey having that big first half, and the confidence that Matas Buzelis is shooting the 3-pointer with. 7 attempts in this game for Matas from beyond the arc, and as we all know, he's not afraid to take on anybody whatsoever. So you can't help but love what we've seen from Matas so far in this preseason, and he's showing why that to tag along with my guy Phil from Just Another Year Chicago Bulls and Jamal from Bull Central. Martis isn't coming, he's arriving. He that boy is ready to explode. But at the same time as well, just keeping a lid on things and just trying to keep cool on the expectations. Being his sophomore season as well, expect Matas Buzelis to run into some struggles throughout the course of the year as well. that's expected, and then come year 3, um, well, this season as well, like I've said, prior, just building those layers to his game, adding some elements, and then in year 3, he explodes into being, hopefully, that guy and a superstar of our league. Because there's I'm not gonna put a limit on Matas Buzelis' potential. So, yeah, yeah, not much to really go on about with this game, to be quite frank with you. It was never really close from start to finish, nice little run there to end the game. If we just have a look at some of the game charts now, yeah, the Bulls lose the battle of the points in the paint, 54-46. Second chance points, we lose that as well, 19-8. So you got to tidy up your opposing teams getting off of offensive rebounds and fast break points. 14 to Denver, 7 for Chicago. And Nikola Jokic is beating you down the court on a fast break. That you can't allow that to happen whatsoever. So, um, but again, it's preseason. There's definitely things that you can learn from in preseason and get your things ready for the regular season when that tips off. But yeah, we just got the one game left at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves. That game is on on Thursday, Chicago time. It's our Friday morning, Australia time, so 10:30 tip off AM here in Adelaide. So for those who don't know, uh, on weekdays on game day, if it falls during a working day for me, uh, come tip off, I'm off of social media altogether until I've gotten home from work and watch the game in its entirety, and then also I'll come like I'm doing now, recording an episode, and then I'll go catch up on everything that's happened, what everyone's talking about on Twitter, and yeah, and catch up what other podcasters are saying about the game as well, especially my guy Hayes. Um, Now I don't think it's been advertised, and Phil Phil, I know you're watching. So apologies if I'm not really supposed to say it yet, but this Sa- uh, this weekend, I can't remember if it's Saturday or Sunday my time, but Bulls Without Borders will have another episode uh, coming for you this weekend. Just to um, Now this time, obviously Phil, myself, Hayes, Neil, and hopefully this time we should definitely be getting joined by Jamal from Ball Central, and hopefully, if her schedule works out well, Miss Melissa will be joining us as well. So hopefully, we have a full crew on board for Balls Without Borders this weekend. So for those here in Adelaide, in Australia, the show will start 7:30 a.m. Adelaide time. So work out your own time zones for there. Now that we're all in daylight savings as well. Well, South Australia is anyway. So when we've got our daylight savings that started last weekend. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this edition of Whole Lot of Bull. Thanks for joining me again. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at balls_Troy if you wish to follow me personally. But please follow the show at Whole Lot of Bull. Don't forget to uh, join the Whole Lot of Bull Discord if you haven't already. I will drop an invite link to the Discord down in the description below. Till next time, Bulls fans, after the Minnesota game, see red.